Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with my co-host James Mason. Our goal today is to bring you some insights and ideas to help you with this red market today. Good morning, James. How are you?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you today?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Did you have a rubber chicken in the background?
A rubber chicken? No,
Yeah.
I got my window open. That's the bird sanctuary that we have also. That might be a squirrel you're hearing though.
Oh, okay.
I can close that window. Hang on. There we go.
Man, what a morning starting off this week.
What a way to start off Monday.
Yeah, so one of our server providers decided to do a server migration right before the damn bell. So TTBB is being migrated servers. I mean, shit, that's all I can say. We have no control over it. So until the server provider finishes their entire server migration, TTBB will be offline. They usually don't take long, but it's freaking aggravating. Other than that, I guess what would be worse is the drop in the pre-market of now 522 points for Dow futures. S&P 500 down 53.5 points. And it's safe to say that today's going to be a pretty daggone bearish day, Todd.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt it's going to be a bear day. Now, the last time that happened, by the end of the day, it bounced all the way back, and it did a pretty good recovery.
True, but the reason why it's down like this so far this morning is everybody, and by everybody, I mean the government, is trying to get everybody worked up over this whole COVID Delta variant. That's pretty much it.
Got it.
The thing is with this Delta variant is it is more contagious, but it is, per the doctors and what they're saying, it's more contagious, but it is less, lethal, deadly. So to me, it's just kind of freaking stupid to really, make it that much of an issue.
So I've seen some social media posts regarding the Delta variant, and they're saying that 99% of the people that are hospitalized are non-vaccinated people. And so my question is that where are our numbers today compared to 6 months and a year ago? And I don't feel, or I don't know for a fact, and this is just my opinion, just from reading social media stuff, that it seems like we have a lot less COVID cases going on than overall. And of course, the people who are in the hospital would more likely be potentially non-vaccinated people. So I feel like they're using that manipulating that data to get people vaccinated that don't want to necessarily rush out to get vaccinated.
Oh, for sure. Like last week, at a doctor's appointment, my doctor asked me if I was vaccinated, and I told him, no, and he asked me why not. And I told him my reasons, and he's like, well, this Delta variant, this and that, the numbers are increasing, and he's like, the only people who have been hospitalized and passed away from it were the people who were not vaccinated for COVID. And literally that day, someone in Tennessee who was vaccinated was hospitalized and passed away. So there, a lot of the doctors are trying to say that nobody is dying if they've received their vaccine for COVID, and that's not true.
Right. All right.
I mean, at the end of the day, it all comes down to money. Doctors, when doctors push medications, they get kickbacks. It's that simple.
Yeah, that's bad. It's you have to really question a pharmaceutical companies when they're spending millions of dollars of TV advertising and primetime TV to get us to ask our doctor about the purple pill they're showing on TV or the green yellow stripe pill. And so what they've learned to do is that the consumer is driving the request, And the doctor's like, yeah, if you want to give that a try, we can go that route. And scripts get written.
All the time.
Yep.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see what we got going on in the comments. So good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing all right today. Man, I completely forgot to share this in Discord, but oh well. Screw those people. All right. So let's take a look at ticker ABIO. This is a request in the comment section. All right, so last update for short interest in ticker ABIO, 337,000 shares being short, so pretty much next to nothing there. Shares outstanding 14.4 million, and then the float is 14.35 million. So float is almost even with the outstanding shares. And then just looking at their news really quick. So off the top of their news, I just pretty much see quite a few 8Ks being filed. But back on July 13th, they had an update on their Aspen COVID-19 phase 2 clinical trial. That would be worth looking into a little more. And let's look at the chart right here. All right, so not much going on pre-market for ABIO. Very light volume. What I would like to see to really start to reverse this trend. If you guys can see these white lines, or this white line, that's the 9 EMA. This green line is the 200 EMA. And to start to see this trend reversal on a shorter time period, we need to see that 9 EMA cross above that 200 EMA. And that will start to signal a potential reversal for us. Now, looking at the 1 year, 1 day chart, we're literally sitting on a support / resistance. All right, so what I'm going to kind of expect to see here is looking at this non-EMA, the physical line here. If you guys have been following me for a while, you'll know that a lot of times I pretty much just trade with the actual lines and not the candlesticks. So what I'm going to kind of expect to see is this non-EMA line bounce off of this support around 319. Now, I obviously know the price difference is going to be different. But if the physical non-EMA on the daily chart starts to bounce off of that support at 919, that means that the daily candlesticks have found a support around 290. So it'll start to balance out and then curl back up and then break above 319, which would be my entry. And then if we continue that momentum for this reversal right here, that next resistance will be 340. Now, depending on what they have going on catalyst wise, right here. Todd, you're okay. You had a lot of back feed coming through. Depending on what they have going on here catalyst wise, excuse me, guys. Will obviously determine if this thing is actually going to take a strong run or not. Now, I do love their share structure of only having a little over 14 million shares. So literally they could release a PR stating happy birthday, hypothetically, and it's gonna pop. That's just how these things work. I mean, it's so stupid. But if you set yourself up correctly for it, man, you can reap massive paydays just doing this. But yeah, so back to what I was saying was we potentially could see a trend reversal right here. And then it's really going to kind of just come down to what kind of catalyst they have going on in the future and whatever else they release. Now, looking back at this 200 EMA again. Last May, we did have this strong spike up, and it's probably related to anything with COVID, which is kind of the situation we're going back in right now. Now, do I foresee a massive spike like this? It's hard to say. Again, we need to study and look into their catalysts to see exactly what they have going on. If they're close to releasing anything in their pipeline, that phase 2 trial that I was just speaking about, that could be a potential play right there. So at this moment, the setup isn't there yet, but it does appear that the reversal is starting to work its way out in ticker ABIO. All right, Todd, what else we got?
Someone was asking about, let me see here. NEE. Recon XD is asking about ticker NEE.
What about it?
Looking at NEE with the rotation into utility/defensive stocks.
The thing is with defensive stocks, man, they usually get beat down pretty good. Their only catalyst is literally winning contracts. That's the only thing I hate about them. But let's take a look at it overall. So last update, short interest, 22.3 million shares being short. Days to cover, 3 days. There's a ton of shares outstanding for this ticker. 1.96 billion shares on the market and for outstanding, and the float is almost 1.96 as well. Now we obviously have a lot of holders here, and this is pretty much being held up by the institutions because the institutions are holding 79.11%.
Wow. So
again, what I would watch out for here, and what would be really kind of scary, I guess to say, if I was a shareholder in this ticker, is if the market goes into a crash, these institutions are going to unload this. With there being this having such a high percentage of institutional ownership here, when they go to unload this thing, this bad boy is going to sell off very bad.
Fast.
Yeah. So really just knowing that and then seeing how red the market is today because everybody's getting scared about this, Delta variant that is not even on the level of COVID-19, yourselves. But I really can't even look at this in any bullish direction. Now we do have earnings coming up here, June 23rd. Good morning, beautiful. Oh, hey. Thank you for the coffee. Okay, you want to hand me the rest of my stuff? Honk, honk. Yeah, we don't have time to honk. Okay, honk, honk. We don't have time to honk. Thank you, beautiful. Don't bend the straw. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Bye, beautiful. Yeah, I love you. Jeez. I'm in the middle of a live show and she wants to honk noses.
I love it. I heard her say bye today for the first time.
All right. So yeah, I can't even begin to even really look at this one in a bullish manner. And I could be 100% wrong here, but when it comes to deciding your trades, you kind of have to look at an overall picture. An overall picture for me is what is the market doing? And then, kind of knowing what the market is wanting to do and then seeing how much institutional ownership there is in this, I just have to view this thing as being a potential bearish trade here in the future. So let me finish charting this out really quickly. All right, so we are currently sitting at 77.20 pre-market, which is almost right on that resistance right here. I do expect this thing to honestly sell off today. Hold on a second, I'm just looking at the futures really quick. All right, so I do kind of expect this to sell off today, but if it doesn't sell off today, even if it does start to sell off today, I'm not going to make my move because that 9 EMA is pointing straight up. So over the days to come, I'd like to see this 9 EMA just kind of curl up and hook and get rejected right around that 77.29 range. And then when it starts to come back down, when that physical 9 EMA starts to come back down and it crosses over this range right here at 75.36, that's when I'll make my bearish entry to short it, or really to get a put contract. I'm not going to short it with shares. So that's what I see for ticker NEE.
All right, we're about 8 minutes from the opening of the market today, 9:30. Any final thoughts for today, James?
Ooh. Today is going to be an obvious rough day. We already know this. But, looking forward, this is kind of the same setup as when the pandemic first started. Everybody's going to try to sell fear with this whole COVID Delta variant, and it's freaking stupid. Excuse me, sorry. I did hear, I didn't hear. I read a few things about like the government kind of considering, bringing back the mask mandates, hardcore, and I'll be honest, that shit is just ridiculous. Like, okay, it might be more contagious, but it's literally like they'll literally admit that it's less lethal. I mean, without putting my tinfoil hat on, there's obviously a bigger agenda here.
Yeah, so just real quick, I had a conversation. My son plays college soccer, and he got an email from the coach or the university this week that if you're vaccinated, you will not have to wear a mask to play games or train. But if you are not vaccinated, you must wear a mask, which when you're at the Division I level, well, actually any level, it puts you at a huge disadvantage if you have to breathe through a mask where your competitor has to breathe without a mask.
Yeah.
So they're going to find ways to control us, to monitor us. I will not be surprised. It'll be if you can't provide a vaccination card, you won't be able to travel on this airline, or you won't be able to attend this movie theater. This is a vaccinated movie theater versus a non-vaccinated. Remember the smoking and non-smoking days of the restaurants?
Yeah.
I would not be surprised to see us go into vaccinated, non-vaccinated sections of our lives.
It's crazy, but we won't go down this rabbit hole because
not today. We got about 5.5 minutes to the market. Be careful today. It's a red day. It's be smart about your trading. And we've had a decent month for some of the trades, so don't do anything silly and protect your bankroll.
Yep. All right, guys. So today, again, if you're not in any trades right now, if you're at work or going into work, today's one of those days to sit out. So, all right, everyone, trade safe, trade smart. And have a stop loss in today for sure. So, all right. Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in today, and we will catch y'all in the next one.
See ya.